Hello, I am Adebusola, and today I'll be talking you through the major changes to the UK immigration policies in 2023 to take effect this year, 2024. 2023 was a dynamic year for the immigration system, with several significant policy changes implemented in 2023, some to fully take effect 2024 this year. Here are the most notable shifts, starting with the study visa category. Number one on our list for the study visa category is the removal of dependence rights for most international students. Effective this year 2024, most international students will no longer be permitted to bring their dependents, that is, partners and children, on their study visas unless they are pursuing a postgraduate research program. This particular policy takes effect this year. Number two on our list is the 2-year post-study work permit for research students. A new graduate visa pathway was introduced for international graduates of research programs in 2023, allowing them to stay and work in the UK for 2 years without requiring sponsorship. Number three on the list is switching to work visas. Previously, students could transition from studying to working in the UK. However, the new rule is tightening up. Now, as a student, you will need to finish your course first before thinking of switching to a work visa. In conclusion, for the study visa category, the UK government is considering stricter regulations for international students hoping to stay on the 2-year graduate visas, with the Migration Advisory Committee having said foreign students on 2-year graduate visas who fail to achieve high grades may be barred from staying in the UK. Next up, we have the visiting visa category. Number one on the list is visa fee increments. Visa fees for most visitor visa categories increased in 2023, including tourist, business, and family visit visas. Number two on the list, the UK government have now mandated certain nationals to obtain a visitor visa ahead of their travel to the UK. Nationals of the Dominica, Honduras, Namibia, and others is now required to obtain a visitor visa in advance of their travels to the UK. For the skilled worker visa category, number one on the list is the increased minimum salary threshold. The minimum salary requirement for skilled worker visas was raised significantly to £38,700 from £26,200. This change impacts both the main skilled worker visa alongside the healthcare and care worker visa. This is said to take effect in April 2024 this year. Number two on this list, we have changes to the shortage occupation list. The list of occupations categorized as shortage occupations was revised in 2023, potentially impacting eligibility for certain visa pathways. Number three on this list, we have the dependent rights cancelled for skilled worker category. For the skilled worker category, social care workers will no longer be allowed to bring dependents, that is, their children or partners, on this visa. Lastly, we have the changes to the family visas. The minimum income requirement for sponsoring a spouse or partner visa was increased in stages, reaching £29,000 by April 2024. Next up, we have the major changes to the Canadian immigration policies in 2023 to take effect this year, 2024. Now, the major changes to the Canadian immigration policies in 2023 to take effect this year, 2024, starting with the study visa category. Number one on the list is the raise in the cost of living cap for international students. The Honorable Makila, Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship, announced that starting this year, 1st of January, the cost of living financial requirements for study permit applicants will be raised so as to prepare international students financially for life in Canada. As already in place, a single applicant will need to show that they have 20,635 Canadian dollars, while from family of two upwards, we need to show ranging from 25,690 Canadian dollars up to 62,023 Canadian dollars, in addition to their first year tuition and travel costs. Number two on the list, we have an update on the 3 temporary policies affecting international students that were set to expire last year. An update on the 3 temporary policies affecting international students that were set to expire at the end of 2023 was provided, which includes the following. 1. The waiver on the 20-hour per week limit on numbers of hours international students are allowed to work off campus while class is in session will be extended till April 30th of this year, 2024. International students already in Canada, as well as applicants who have already submitted an application for a study permit as of December 7, 2023, will be able to work off campus for more than 20 hours per week till the mentioned time. 2. The facilitative measure that has allowed international students to count time spent studying online towards the length of a future postgraduate work permit as long as it constitutes less than 50% of the program of study will continue to be in place for students who begin a study program before September 1st, 2024. This measure will no longer apply to students who begin a study program on or after that date. Lastly, in response to labor market disruptions during the pandemic and post-pandemic recovery, a temporary policy was introduced on 3 occasions to provide an additional 18-month work permit to postgraduate work permit holders as their initial work permit was expiring. Foreign nationals with postgraduate work permits expiring up to December 31st, 2023 remain eligible to apply. However, this temporary policy will not be extended further. Last on the list, we have changes to the Super Visa program. Canada introduced a new requirement for the Super Visa applicant to demonstrate a high income threshold for supporting their stay in Canada. Number 2 on the list, we have the expansion of visa-exempt countries. In 2023, Canada added a list of 13 countries to countries whose citizens can visit Canada without a visa. A few of the countries are Thailand, Morocco, St. Kitts and Nevis, Uruguay, Argentina, and so on. Next up, we have the Express Entry System visa category. Number 1 on this list is the abolishment of the comprehensive ranking system. The comprehensive ranking system was abolished as the primary selection criteria for the Express Entry. The system used to manage the applications for federal skilled worker programs. This change aims to prioritize factors like skilled work experience in Canada and language proficiency, education, work experience, potentially benefiting applicants from Canadian side. Number 2 on the list is an addition to the new streams of Express Entry. New streams have been added to Express Entry, including targeted draws for specific occupations facing critical labor shortages, and a stream for in-demand professions in rural and northern communities in Canada. Number 3 on the list is a new program for the H/1B visa holders. On the 27th of June 2023, IRCC announced Canada's first ever tech talent strategy, including a new program to provide open work permits for 10,000 H/1B visa holders. This program was intended to bolster the strength of the North American tech sector by targeting nomads to Canada. Last on the list, we have an eligibility change for candidates with 1-year college graduate certificates. The Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program has made changes to the employer job offer, allowing international student stream to expand eligibility for international students who have completed 1-year college graduate certificates in Ontario, Canada. So these are the major changes to the immigration policies in both Canada and the UK in 2023 to take effect in 2024. If you find this video useful, kindly like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.